Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Mind Your Puckin' Business with your host, Jeffrey Krentzman.
Thank you, Dougie Sticks. Good morning, good afternoon. Coming to you, as always, from the beautiful studios of Undefeated Media here in beautiful Bergen County, New Jersey. This is Mind Your Puckin' Business podcast, brought to you by the BamBoozle Project.
Oh, yeah.
More on that momentarily. This is episode number 57 on the SAP feature on your dial. That would be 57.
See?
Thank you for the confirmation on that. I was a little unsure of myself, so thank you for the confirmation.
Say it one more time.
57.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Works. 57. Good old 57. Heinz 57, like the ketchup. You can email your questions at any time, and I'm going to answer a few of them today that were sent in. You can email them at mypbshow@gmail.com. And as I promised, when we get into some Ranger stuff in a little while, I do have a couple questions I'm going to take, as well as a viewer poll that we did.
A viewer poll?
We had a poll that was put up yesterday about a Ranger topic.
Yeah.
And we had 1,018 people respond to it since yesterday afternoon. I will share the results.
Must have been very controversial.
Which is just the way you like it. If you're listening to us, chances are you are on one of the following four platforms here today, and that is with YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, or Facebook. So we thank them for allowing us the opportunity to bring our show into your home or your phone or your car radio, wherever it may be. I will say off the top, I was listening to one of the sister shows here at Undefeated Media on the Bluetooth on my thing Friday morning.
Nice.
Through my car.
Nice.
Modern technology is a cool thing.
Very nice.
How's everything going with you?
Everything's good. No complaints. We have many podcasts going on here at Undefeated Media, so you have a lot of brothers and sisters.
I do. In real life, I have one brother, but then I came here and I gained a whole other family.
Wow.
Then I got a whole other family. Only here at Undefeated Media.
Absolutely.
So everything's good on your end?
Everything's great. No complaints.
Yeah? Ready to rock?
I'm always ready to rock.
All right, so some exciting news here right off the top on the Mind Your Puckin' Business podcast. We welcome in a new sponsor, and we put it up on our Instagram. Was it Instagram last week? We put up on some of the social feeds. I think it was Instagram.
It was Instagram. We had an Instagram story, and then this morning I was, saying like, tune in.
Tune in, yes. So we're really excited to welcome Christoph Shamoun. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, perfect.
There we go. Like my Spanish, I tell you, man. I'm fluent in everything. So we welcome in Christoph Shamoun. He is with the BamBoozle Project. Yeah. We're going to bring him in, and you can see their handle for Instagram if you're following the video feed. Christoph, how are you? Can you hear us okay?
Hey, I'm great. How are you guys?
I think
you're on. Great. Can you guys hear me?
There we go.
Yeah, we got you.
Fantastic.
Modern technology works eventually, if not right away. So first off, thank you. We welcome you to the Mind Your Puckin' Business family. We are excited to have you. There's a lot of excitement here in the studios for you. So thank you for spending some time with us today as we introduce you as a sponsor. So probably the best way to start, why don't you give us some background on yourself and, of course, the BamBoozle Project?
Okay. All right. So the BamBoozle Project started in July. I went to a reunion for my former skate company. I used to skate for K2 Rollerblades when I was 17. And I also skated for CES Skate Clothing. And we had a reunion for CES Skate. And my friend Wade was there. And so we got talking, and we're adults now. We're doing our own thing, and we all drifted our own way, and we're definitely not pro skaters anymore. But we wanted to start doing something for fun. We got to talking, we were sharing some ideas, and he pulled out, he's like, why don't we just start something fun again, see where that goes. And I said, yeah, that's a great idea. Right now, I currently teach orthodontics for an awesome company called Embrace. Teach how to use that system, but it's a really, really stressful job, and I really enjoy it. But it's also, really time consuming. And at the end of the day, I've been having trouble turning off my I guess, orthodontic brain, and so this has been an amazing outlet for me to turn that side of my brain off and turn my creative side back on, so I could start focusing that extra energy that keeps me up at night on something positive. And so that's how the BamBoozle Project started.
So So if you go, as Dougie put up on the screen there, the Instagram handle for the BamBoozle Project, you will see exactly what you're talking about right there with creativity. You have some really cool stuff up on the site. And I will say for the short amount of time that you have been in business, you've actually gained a pretty strong following of customers, which is very impressive. Now, we're excited to partner with you as well, as I do know in the coming weeks, or maybe even this week, we'll have some Mind Your Fucking Business gear up on the site. Is that correct?
Heck yeah. I'm in the process of developing a t-shirt graphic for you guys approval. And probably by the end of the week, we'll have it up and running on the site.
Okay.
Also, great stuff. I actually have the BamBoozle Project sweatshirt right here, as you can see.
There we go. So if we, there we go. Put the camera.
Yeah. I'll even do a little modeling right here. Stand up.
That's our BamBoozle bear design. You're wearing it pretty awesome, Doug.
So that's and I have a few more. We have. I'm not sure what they're called. So Chris, help me out. But this is
the T-Rex in Times Square.
Can you zoom in on that, B-Rock? That's the most we got.
That's one of my favorite shirts. If you look at it, it's right by where Broadway is, where the Lion King is, the Book of Mormon. You can find all those little signs if you zoom in. That's a great T-shirt to make.
Nice. And then we have, last but not least,
this is the Bad Panda. Bad Panda is my favorite. There's this awesome dude on Instagram and TikTok who wears this panda costume in Japan. And he runs around this local mall terrorizing the other mascots in the mall. And I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. So I wanted to kind of like take that guy and just kind of, I guess, immortalize him on this shirt because it's fun. I'm also wearing our Camaro shirt right now. This is Thunder Moon Drive. You guys remember that Thunder Moon from July? That kind of that everyone was talking about? Yeah, I saw that and I was like, I need to make this a t-shirt. And so I put the Thunder Moon on a t-shirt, threw a Camaro on it, and I was like, all right, where would this look cool driving? And there's this amazing place in Spain called Montserrat with these beautiful like cypress trees. And so I threw that in there, and this is our shirt, man.
Very good. And also, if you want to buy any of the Mind Your Fucking Business gear when it's up there, or anything on the site for that matter, we do have a special promo code to our show.
Yes.
And that is promo code, if you were following, 25% off promo code, which is pretty darn valuable. 25% is a very good amount. So we thank you guys for that. If when you're ordering on the site, you use the promo code MYPB, which I'm going to guess you should be able to remember if you listen to us.
Pretty easy one.
MYPB as a promo code, you will get 25% off. And we will let you know at some point here, once those shirts are live and available to the general public, we will definitely post something on our Instagram or whatnot to get the word out there. Well,
and it's site wide. The 25% off is site wide. Sweatshirts, t-shirts, all the new designs, and the new up and coming MYPB design.
It is right in time for your last minute holiday.
Yes.
How's the timing on that? Well, Christoph, we thank you for your time. We welcome you to the Mind Your Fucking Business family. We look forward to seeing the shirts, and we look forward to working with you. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks so much for having me, guys. Have an awesome day.
You too.
That is Christoph Shamoon again with the BamBoozle Project. So we welcome them on board.
Yes. Get some gear now, baby.
Get some gear. Now here's
swag.
Now, will you have to?
Yes.
So like, sometimes, not often, but sometimes I'll wear like a Ranger jersey in here.
Yeah.
Do I wear the Mind Your Fucking Business shirt, or do I wear, I don't know.
We might be able to even make a sweatshirt, Mind Your Fucking Business sweatshirt.
Which this time of year.
Limited edition.
Yes.
For you only.
Only for me. Which, as you know, I'm all usually in my sweatshirt.
Yes.
Because I
like sweatshirts too. So, a nice little MYPB sweatshirt might be good to the collection.
So we will keep you posted out there when they are ready to go, and you can see them online. And of course, go ahead and order them. Give your business to a great business, the BamBoozle Project. So, shifting gears to the New York Rangers.
Yeah.
Busy week.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. The Rangers now sit at 18-6-3 on the season, which again is incredible. Last week on Tuesday,
there was like 5 games since last week.
Yeah, they played 4 games. They had a very busy week.
Very busy.
Not all good, but here we go.
Okay.
They went on to Chicago on Tuesday night. They played very well. Gorgiev again, very solid in goal, 1-5-2. Now, here's where it got a little bit dicey last week.
Okay.
I want to know, without you knowing, I'm going to have you play coach. You're going to play a coach situation, all right?
Yes.
You like it? Get your Bill Belichick cap on. That was for you, B-Rock, the little reference there. All right, so you play Tuesday night in Chicago. It's 8:30 the game.
Chicago Blackhawks, which is a pretty good team.
Right. So it's 8:30 start. Okay.
Yeah.
You play the game
at night.
At night. Yes. You fly home. Thanks for clarifying. You fly home. You get in at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And you actually, the NHL schedule gods were not nice to you. You have a game at 7 o'clock that night at Madison Square Garden versus the Colorado Avalanche. So you are going to play 2 games in less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
Alexander Gorgiev played in goal for you on Tuesday night, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He is right now your starter, but he's normally your backup, so he's not used to playing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you play Alexander Gorgiev again Wednesday night? So you're kind of pushing it a little bit.
Yeah. And who are we playing?
You're playing Colorado. Okay. Or do you go to a goalie making his first career start because he's now the backup with Shesterkin hurt?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you go? What would Coach Dougie Sticks do?
So there's 2 sides to this. I don't know. I don't want to drain my new starting goalie, but I also don't want to start because, my backup now is going to get a lot of time. He's going to be, having to play. I don't know if I want his first game to be under these circumstances.
So what is the decision?
I am probably going to play my starting goalie, second string goalie, twice in a row.
2 games in a row.
2 games in a row. Because he's got the more experience.
Okay.
I don't want my guy's first game to be under these circumstances because, I don't want him to, get, scarred for life.
So the Rangers decided
Yeah.
that they were going to play the kid who had never played before, Adam Husko. And a lot of people were upset with it. Now, I posted on a Ranger page that I run on Instagram, that this was the right move for them to do. Because Alexander Gorgiev is not used to playing starter, consistency right now. He had been a backup. He's been playing once every 2 weeks. Give him the night off and let this kid, Adam Husko, who I believe went to UConn, if I'm not mistaken, which is not really a hockey juggernaut of the world. No offense to the University of Connecticut on that. And let him play. And he did not play well. So the Rangers lost. I'm not sure, though, even in the end, it was the wrong decision because you gave Alexander Gorgiev a night off. Because 2 nights later on Friday night, again, the Ranger schedule was nuts last week. They went up to Buffalo. Gorgiev played that game and won 2-1. So he let up a goal. Let up 1 goal. So now let's trace back the week. Now on Sunday night.
That's a lot of traveling.
Sunday night, they come back and they play at MSG and they lose 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Alexander Gorgiev last week has 3 games. He plays in Chicago on Tuesday, lets up 2 goals. He lets up 1 goal in Buffalo and 1 to Nashville. Now, do you remember 3 weeks ago?
That bad.
No, not at all. No, that's a 1.6.
4 goals in 4 games?
In 3 games.
In 3 games?
Yeah, that's hey, we'll take that
I've seen a 5-6 game the other last week.
Right. So do you remember 3 weeks ago on this show, the amount of questions that I had to answer with how Alexander Gorgiev was done? He sucks. Get rid of him.
He's your starter.
Not only is he your starter who's stepping in with Shesterkin, who's still out, although he should be back this week. I had said on the show that the problem that Gorgiev was having was that he wasn't getting consistent work. How could he be good? Now he played 3 games in a week and let up 4 goals the entire week. So maybe now the people that are out there and they know who they are, the Alexander Gorgiev haters of the world, and I know who they are, can maybe just take a step back off the ledge for a minute and relax to be knowing now that he's qualified to be a backup goalie. And I'm going to take this a step further, and I hope Gerard Gallant realizes this. Right?
You better be watching.
Now that you know how much better Gorgiev is playing, getting more consistent work than playing every other week 1 game, let him play some games. Igor Shesterkin, when he comes back, which should be this week, is still going to be your starting goalie.
Yeah.
That's not going to change at all. But when you have the back-to-backs or you have the 3 and 4 nights, give Gorgiev a game. He's playing better when he's getting more regular work. So it has been reassuring to see Alexander Gorgiev the last week especially be the sort of goalie that you would want to be on your roster and your backup. And again, playing better because he's getting consistent work. Now, another player I'm going to name from the past week because he's been noticeably better, and that is Jacob Trouba. Jacob Trouba, it's interesting with him because in the last couple of weeks, he's been knocking guys out with hits, all legal, of course, particularly the Chicago game is the one I was talking about, but there's been some more. has been playing a lot better. When Jacob Trouba came here from Winnipeg and he was traded for the Rangers sent a defenseman, Neil Pionk, for him.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, including myself, I will say that I drank the Kool-Aid on this, thought this was a steal of a deal. Jacob Trouba, a household name in the hockey world, coming to Madison Square Garden. He hasn't been great. He hasn't lived up to the reasons why I drank the Kool-Aid. It doesn't mean either he's been terrible, but he hasn't been great. The last 2 weeks, he's been scoring. He's had a bunch of assists. He had a really nice goal a minute into the game last Tuesday against Chicago, and he's been hitting guys. Let's hope that Jacob Trouba now has found the game that we all were excited that we thought we were going to get consistently, that he seems to have had the last couple weeks, and can continue and put it into being consistent, because it would be a major step forward for the defensive core of the New York Rangers if Jacob Trouba is the Jacob Trouba we thought we were going to get.
Nice.
Right?
I like it.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about Filip Chytil. I put a poll up yesterday, and the reason I did this was we got some questions about Filip Chytil. So I said, you know what? Forget my opinion. Let's go to some friends, Ranger Nation, if you will, and see what they say. And we had 1,018 people vote on this since I believe we put it up around 2 o'clock yesterday, so less than 24 hours. And the question was, Filip Chytil, he's 22 years old. From what you've seen from him so far, are you concerned about his long-term potential? To take it a step back for a minute, Filip Chytil was a first-round pick. So when you're a first-round pick in any draft, in any sport for that matter, it comes with expectations, right?
Yeah.
We wouldn't ask this question if Filip Chytil was a 7th-round draft pick. Well,
True.
you know what? He's a 7th-round pick.
Yeah.
But you have the first-round draft pick in your repertoire, so you've got to be analyzed as a first-round draft pick. So at 22 years old, what percentage of people do you think said they were concerned with Filip Chytil?
They were concerned.
That are concerned.
Well, knowing how people freak out all the time early, I'm going to say 60%.
Dougie Sticks, I want people out there to know that I did not give you the answer beforehand. 59% of people. Now, if it was Price or Right, you would have lost because you were $1 over.
Whatever. Close enough.
59% of people are concerned with Filip Chytil. 41% are not. I fall, and I had this discussion with some people, and I know they listen to this every week, so they're going to hear me talk about them. I had a discussion on a text chain yesterday about this topic, and they were not concerned. They said, you know what? Put me in the 41%. I'm not concerned. I'm going to put myself in the 59. I'm not. And now we're going to go back a couple weeks when we talked panic versus concern.
Yes.
There's two different things.
Yes.
The word I used in this survey here was concerned, not panic.
Yes.
I'm a little concerned. Yes, he's 22, but what I have not seen from Filip Chytil is consistency. There are some games, particularly I believe it was the Devils game back on November 14th, where Filip Chytil will play really well and he's noticeable. But then you'll have stretches of games where you don't even know if this guy's playing. Now, the argument on the other side here is he's 22. So your sample size, which is true, is not a lot, right? He hasn't played in the league for years. You don't have a lot to grade him on, which is fair. However, if I'm going to answer this question, the only way for me to do it is go on the sample size that I have. And all I have right now is his 3-year career here. And I don't think you would bet the mortgage right now. Even the 41% of people that are not concerned would not bet the mortgage to say, I'm pretty confident Filip Chytil is going to turn out to be a first-round draft pick quality player in this league. Because he's not, because you don't know that.
Yeah.
But I took the question because we got asked it, and I put the poll up because I wanted to get people's opinion. It seems like the slight majority, 59%, right?
Yeah.
That word would work. The slight majority seems concerned with Filip Chytil. You can put me in that. But again, doesn't mean panicked.
Yeah. So, just so we can clarify this, concern is oh, did I lock my car door? That's oh, did I lock my car door? I'm not sure. I'm maybe a little concerned. Panic is I'm in a dark alley. Someone's chasing me with a knife.
Right. Yes.
Slight difference.
So I think if you are a Ranger fan, on the topic of Filip Chytil, again, he is 22, so we're really grading him on an incredibly small sample size.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Did he play college or JUCO?
He did not play college hockey. He did not. He came from a junior. Came from a junior league. He didn't play U.S. college hockey.
So even more reason. These kids are they're kids and they're getting thrown into the NHL And
At a young age.
At a young age, and the speed of the NHL is a lot faster than college or JUCO.
You just gave me a perfect lead-in to the next topic, not even knowing.
Always do.
Alexis Lafreniere, the speed of the game. Here's a guy that came here, and again, we did a whole thing that day. We were on the air. We taped an episode the day of the NHL draft last October because you knew he was going to be the number one pick, that he was the next, coming of Wayne Gretzky, which may not have been fair. But it's been said with him, and this was another question I got, where the concern for Lafreniere Kako, the speed of the game and the adjustments. Alexis Lafreniere never really had the full season yet. So I'm not concerned about Lafreniere Kako. I'm definitely not panicked about the two of them, but I do think it's fair and it's constructive criticism in a way to say that I would like to see more out of them. But am I concerned? No.
Yeah, they're
too young.
Yeah, too young.
Too young.
Just the kids.
Now,
let the kids play.
Which is exactly what I get on my text message chains every game when one of these kids do something. Let the kids play. Let the kids play. And the person knows who they are, so I'm not going to throw out names. Gerard Gallant. Can we talk for a minute about how well, and I don't know how much of it is Gerard Gallant, but the turnaround on this team to be 18-6-3 in 25 games is incredible. We had said in the beginning of the year, and you, I think, were the one that coined the term, that there was, and I had said that, there's always usually when you have a new coach, and Gerard Gallant seems to do this, a kind of an improvement in the first season. And you had coined the term Gallant bump, right?
I'll take credit for it, sure.
I think you were pretending you were pregnant, if I remember, when you did the Gerard Gallant bump. We'll have to roll the videotape on that one. But I don't know, exactly how much. I mean, Gerard Gallant deserves a ton of credit. I mean, I just don't know if it's 100% him or it's 80% him. But the way that they're playing, they're a lot looser. They really are forechecking more. It's a different brand of hockey than watching the Rangers the last couple of years on David Quinn. And that's not throwing David Quinn under the bus. It's just saying that this guy's style is certainly better suited for the team. So we give a ton of credit to Gerard Gallant. So this week coming up, the Rangers have an interesting, again, the travel gods and the schedule gods have been rude to the Rangers. So the Rangers, I told you, were home on Sunday night. They lost 1-0 to Nashville. Relax about it. It happens. A goaltender from Nashville played out of his mind, shut him out 1-0. It happens. Move on. It's one game. So the Rangers are in Madison Square Garden Sunday night. They flew out yesterday. They're in Colorado tonight. Okay. Then they fly tomorrow to Arizona. They fly after the game tonight to Arizona. So they have 2 games on the West Coast in 24 hours. Again, I don't know if Gorgiev's playing both of these, so people can relax out there. Just a little warning. But then they fly back across the country home, and they play home against Vegas on Friday night. They are going from time zone to time zone. So the travel schedulers here have not been kind to them. So it will be interesting. Colorado beat them last week. Colorado is a very offensive team. Tonight's game will be a challenge. Arizona tomorrow night is not playing well. That would be a game. If you're going to sit there and say, you got to win the games that are supposed to win, that would be a game you should win. And lastly, on top of that, they'll have Vegas on Friday night at home, where I think if you can take out the jet lag of going across the country and back in a matter of a day or two, Vegas is playing well. So let's hope they do well here. They have 3 games before we're on again next week.
It's funny. They're both going to be jet lagged.
They are.
They're both going to have the jet lag. So our home field advantage is not really home field advantage. I mean, we have the crowd. Home ice. Is there another term for it?
No, it's usually called home ice.
Home ice. All right.
So home ice would be hockey. Home court would be the Knicks.
No, I get it.
Home field would be Giants or Jets, which they don't have any.
I know how hockey's got some slang terms. I didn't know if there was like a home barn or something.
That would work. That would work. Yeah. So speaking of home field advantage, this would be a perfect segue into the NFL.
We're just killing on the segue.
We are. Today. You are. It's like you and I rehearsed this. And truth be told, I literally rolled into our live show here off of a meeting online.
Really?
Like I had no in between. So we did not practice this. But somebody posted on Sunday, a friend of mine, and I honestly don't remember who it was. I do remember who it was now. Someone posted they were at the Jets game with their kid. Okay. And they posted a picture. I think they were sitting in like one of the, not a luxury suite, but one of the things that have like the covering and some food, not the grandest of things, but nice enough, right?
Take the ease off the pain of watching the Jets.
Exactly. And they posted a picture. And when you see the crowd, because you can see the entire, other side of MetLife Stadium, dude, there is like, I mean, maybe a tenth of it's full. So I thought to myself at first, they took this picture during warmups because, like, people are out tailgating, whatever. It is the Saints. I mean, you would think the Saints kind of travel well.
Mhm.
And then I zoomed in on the picture. No, it was like dead on the middle of the game.
Third quarter, beginning of the third.
There was literally nobody there.
Wow. You think you can get like cheap tickets?
I'm sure if you wanted to go, I'm trying to think who's. The Giants wouldn't be cheap this weekend because they're playing the Cowboys. The Cowboys travel.
Oh yeah, that's a good game.
But the Jets, like a game like that. I mean, if you wanted to take your kid who didn't understand the difference of a bad product or a good product, you got to be able to take them in right now for, super cheap.
Yeah.
I'm going to look real quickly because I do.
You know the ins and outs. I'm sure there's a special app.
I do. So I'm going to go just out of curiosity to what you just said. The next Jets home game would be, so the Jets are home again. Okay, this is awful. So they play at home against Jacksonville the day after
that should
Christmas.
be like $10 a ticket.
You have possibly the two worst teams in the league, although Detroit Lions may want to argue that with you. So you have two of the three worst teams.
Yes.
You have freezing cold December 26th, and it's the day after Christmas. So you've probably got a lot of other stuff going on.
Yeah.
You want to go to the Jets Jaguar game, the cheapest ticket to get in.
Wait, let's do it. If you want to put in the comment section what your guess is, B-Rock, what's your guess? I'm gonna say $15. This is also like scalpers. This is like flipping. So it's like secondhand.
So his guess is $15. What? 25. The correct answer, and again I reiterate, we did not rehearse this ahead of time, is $15.40.
Yes. Dude, you can call me Nostradamus.
So for $15.40, you can sit in section 327 and watch an NFL game. Now, my son, who has somewhat asked me a couple times that he wants to go to a football game.
Yes.
I don't know that I want. I don't know that I would want to go sit in the freezing cold in section 327, which is also up high.
Yeah.
But you can get in. You can get into an NFL game. So there is no, to go back to what we were saying, there is absolutely no home field advantage here in New York. Now the Giants will be home again. They play the Cowboys this weekend.
That's $40.
Yeah, no, that's 113, but that's because it's the Cowboys. Yeah. That's Cowboy fans buying up the park. You're right. That's going to be a Cowboy a crowd. Now the other game that they have left, which is a rival, but the last game of the season they'll play the Washington football team. You can get in for $34. So the New York teams do not have any home field advantage.
So if you're looking for a fun family activity to do
the day after Christmas, if you want to get out of the house because your family drove you nuts and you want to get away, that's what you do.
Cheaper than the Bronx Zoo.
That is what you do. So with picks, we went into week number, I guess last week was week 14, and we went into it and we were 10-3. And we celebrated and we said, you know what? Whatever happens from here, we got to lose the rest of the weeks and we made you money. And somebody up above said, we're going to screw these guys this week. Because we had not only our worst week this year, the worst week we've ever had in the history of the Mind Your Fucking Business podcast. We were an incredible, and this is not easy to do, 0-5. We got them all wrong.
Yeah.
So when I go back, let's look because we have to go back. So the one we almost hit, we were close. The Bengals -1 at home versus the 49ers. The Bengals were down 20-6. That game looked like it was over. It went to overtime, and the 49ers won on a walk-off touchdown pass to Brandon Ayuk, who you've heard me mention for anti-fantasy terms on this show, if you go back to the September episode we did. So the Bengals lost that. They lost the game. We had the Texans.
Real quick, super quick. Overtime for the NFL should be timed. They should play an extra 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that, actually. You know what? The more football you can get, which that would also do, would be fine with
10 more minutes, because I don't want it one touchdown, game's over.
Yeah. We had the Texans wrong +8 at the Seahawks. Now this one, we were 37 points off on this one. We had the Raiders getting 9.5 in Kansas City. We only lost that. I think they lost 48-9. So we weren't close to that. The Lions +7.5 at Denver. Now the only thing I will say, again, it doesn't matter. We had a losing week anyway. This spread would have definitely changed because the Lions had a COVID outbreak and a flu outbreak. And they were playing, I want to say it was like 15 or 20 players on Sunday from their practice squad. Wow. So you knew this game was, the easy money was on the Denver money line. And so Denver covered, giving 7.5.
Surprised they had the jerseys for those guys.
Yeah, they probably had to get the BamBoozle Project on it.
Yep.
So, and they had the Jets +6. I decided to be nice and go with a hometown team because I like the bet.
Mhm.
That wasn't close. So, and Tyson Hill, the
Yeah.
quarterback over there, had a heck of a day. So, we were 0-5. So, we got to shake it off.
Yeah.
You know what? When you get knocked down, what do they say you do?
Get back up.
Get back up. And we're going to go with our Week 15 picks. So here's the Week 15 picks for the Mind Your Fucking Business podcast. I like the Raiders +6 at the Browns. The Browns have been inconsistent. The Raiders got literally blown out and run out the door in Kansas City. They've got to play better. They are getting 6. That's a decent amount of point. Give me the Raiders +6 at the Browns. I am taking a pick that someone in this room will agree with, and I don't like to do it, and that is the Patriots +2 at the Colts. This spread confuses me a little bit. It is a Saturday night primetime game.
Yeah.
If I understand the Colts and Jonathan Taylor have been really good, but the Patriots haven't lost in a while. I've got Bill Belichick in primetime coming off a bye with a week to prepare, getting 2 points. Give me the Patriots +2 at the Colts. Give me the Lions +14 at home versus Arizona. Now, I made this pick before Monday Night Football last night where we were not impressed with Arizona, as we talked about here before we came on. But Detroit is getting 14. That is a lot of points. Arizona should definitely win, but should they win by 2 touchdowns? That's not a guarantee with that team. So give me the Detroit +14 at home versus Arizona. Give me the Bengals +1.5 at Denver. I said weeks ago that the problem with Cincinnati is inconsistency. They'll have great wins. They'll beat teams that they shouldn't beat, and then they lose to teams that they shouldn't lose to, like the Jets. Now they need to win, right? They're right in the middle of the division race. They're getting 1.5 points in Denver, who is not very good, although the new Denver running back is playing better. Other not Melvin Gordon, the other guy that's escaping my name with a J. Javonte Williams. Thank you, B-Rock. That's why B-Rock gets paid the big bucks over here. Give me the Bengals +1.5 at Denver. The last pick, I shouldn't say I don't like. This spread confuses me a little bit, but I think it may be an injury thing. The Ravens are getting 7 at home against the Packers. It's got to be Lamar Jackson may or may not play. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to go on the assumption that if he plays, I really like this bet, and I think he is going to play. Give me the Ravens +7 at home versus the Packers. So to recap the picks for week number 15, the Raiders +6 at the Browns, the Patriots +2 at the Colts, Detroit +14 at home versus Arizona, the Bengals +1.5 at Denver in the Mile High City, and the Ravens at home on Sunday +7 at home versus the Green Bay Packers.
Think the Ravens defense can hold Aaron Rodgers?
I don't know. But seven.
Just 1 touchdown.
7 is a lot, and they do have Lamar, who is so inconsistent. But if you told me Lamar was going to have a Lamar week, that becomes a gimme, right? If I'm getting 7 at home with Lamar, but I understand.
Very inconsistent,
but they have been inconsistent. That is the key. So to go around the league real quickly in the NFL, that was the other thing I wanted to do before we say adios for the day. The Patriots, the Bills the other day. Did you watch this game? It was on the New York
Bills,
Buccaneers. Yeah. I don't like getting on officials at all in any sport, as you know.
Oh yeah,
and you know that I referee. As a matter of fact, I'll be doing it tonight for like high school hockey games.
Yeah.
But the officiating in the Bills Buccaneers game, if you are a Bills fan, how are you not outraged? And you are. So there were a
lot of bailouts.
Yeah, there were, so many calls that went in the Buccaneers' favor. The Bills now dropped to 7-6. And now, and again, the Bills were my AFC pick to get out of the AFC. Now you find yourself 2 games behind the Patriots. Now they do have 1 game left head-to-head, but it happens to be in Foxborough. So the Bills would have to really almost win out to finish 10, and they would finish 11-6, and they'd have to obviously win that game in Foxborough, which is going to be hard. So if you're the Bills now, you're in trouble here. You got to win, and this week when you're playing at home versus Carolina, and I think they have a home game left with the Jets as well as Atlanta, awful teams. You just can't lose. You have no margin for error at all.
And those calls that were made. Those bailout calls, they were in critical moments too. Like 3rd and goal, and what's his name? Josh Allen's literally face mask, turn his whole body around, would have been 1st and goal, and then they had to settle for a field goal. Critical moments that they totally dropped the ball in that game.
Yeah, the NFL, and again, I don't want to get on officiating. It's not what I do. should issue some sort of statement, because it wasn't one or two calls.
It was like
and
obvious.
they were obvious. It was just like,
Yeah.
Look, I am not in this boat, but if you're ever of these people, that are out there and they think like the fix is in with Vegas and all this stuff,
Mhm.
that would be the sort of game that those people that believe in that would point to.
Yeah.
To be like, yeah, how could you tell me that that's not a penalty or that is a penalty? Because it was just a terrible,
Mhm.
terrible situation for sure. So that is in the AFC. Look, the Kansas City Chiefs, who still have not yet found the offensive piece that they're used to, although they've gotten a little bit better, have now won 5 in a row. They haven't really played good teams. They have a great game. The Thursday night game this week is great. It is the 9-4 Chiefs at the 8-5 Chargers. So you have two very good offenses. If you're a fantasy player, maybe I'm talking to myself here, and you have players in this game that are in your fantasy playoffs, you will be tuned in on Thursday night. In the AFC North, again, the Ravens 8-5 leading it. Again, we just talked about them getting +7 at home. It almost seems in the AFC North that nobody wants to win this division. The Ravens at 8-5, the Browns and the Bengals at 7-6, and the Steelers at 6-1. So
yeah, it's not.
I'm going to assume at the end of the day, the Ravens emerge as winning the AFC North, but it really is a sort of situation here that nobody wants it. The AFC South, you know what? Give the credit to the Tennessee Titans, 9-4. They beat the Jaguars the other day, 20-0. The Jaguars are god awful. But you know what? They're winning games that they should win. They're doing it without Derrick Henry. They're also doing it without A.J. Brown, their wide receiver. And Julio Jones, who they brought in, has been hurt for weeks too. So they're finding ways to win without 3 major offensive weapons. I mean,
are any of those guys coming back this season?
Derrick Henry, yeah, I think, well, Derrick Henry is a chance will be back for the playoffs. It sounds like A.J. Brown will be back. And Julio Jones, I'm not sure. There's very minimal. Like when you try to get an update on Julio Jones, it's very minimal. There's not a lot out there, which makes you think that he's probably not. But maybe he surprised us. So give the Colts credit. So it looks like right now in the AFC, your division winners are going to be the Patriots, the Chiefs, the Ravens, and the Titans are my guess. And then wild card, I would be looking at the Bills and the Chargers and probably the Colts. So the AFC, you know what, will be wide open. There is no real one runaway team that any of these teams of the 7, because remember now there's 7 teams that make the playoffs. They changed that last year. Whatever team gets in out of the 7 will have a chance to come out of the AFC. There will be no favorite. Into the NFC. The Cowboys at 9-4 certainly are in the driver's seat now to win the NFC East. They won in Washington the other day. And the Cowboys tried to give that game away. They were up, I think it was 27-0 or something, and it became 27-21 like that. Like if you clicked off that game, there were 2 quick touchdowns. It was 27-21. Then Washington had the ball with a chance to win the game late in the 4th and turned it over on kind of a controversial call, actually. I'm not sure that the quarterback's arm was going forward. But the Cowboys right now, 3-game lead, and they got to play the Giants this weekend. Lucky them. The NFC is just, as it's been in previous years, is not very good. The Cowboys seem to be in the driver's seat to win that. The NFC West, let's talk about this because you and I talked about this before we went on. The Cardinals now, after Monday Night Football last night, sit at 10-3. The Rams are at 9-4. Who do you like to end up winning the division?
Well, I mean, I don't think the Cardinals are a 10-anything team. I think they've gotten lucky getting that position. And on the reverse, I think the Rams are playing a lot worse than they're capable of playing. I think the Rams should be a lot better than they are. I mean, I'm kind of like, I've been rooting for the Rams this like whole season, but they haven't turned on the Jets yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna go at the end of the day there. The Rams, because they're 1 game behind, will find a way to pass the Cardinals. Kyler Murray still doesn't look healthy to me. He was out for a while. He played last week. He had a great game versus the Bears, but it's the Bears. And last night, it's like he had to play a legitimate defense and didn't do much. So at the end of the day, and Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp are just ridiculous out there. I'm going to go with the Rams overtaking that division. The NFC North, I mean, that's pretty much over. The Packers at 10-3. Behind them are Paul Farrington's Vikings at 6-7. I mean, the Packers are going to win that division. And I just don't like, I've said this before, and I don't really know the reason. I just don't like Aaron Rodgers. I never have. And I think even more with this year, with everything that went on, I don't even like him even more. I just don't want the Packers to come out of the NFC. And then in the South, you have the Buccaneers clearly going to win the division at 10-3 because the team that's behind them are the Falcons at 6-7. So you certainly can lock in 5 of the playoff teams of the 7. And that would be the Cowboys, the Cardinals, the Rams, the Packers, and the Buccaneers. Then it becomes an interesting race. You have the 49ers would be in the 6th spot right now, and then a whole mess for the last spot between the Washington, the Eagles, the Vikings, and the Falcons, and the Saints at 6-7. So I don't know. It'll be a fun, messy conclusion.
Absolutely.
Tune in, and good luck to you out there if you're in your fantasy playoffs, which seem to start this week. You know, it used to be that the playoffs would always start week 14. So it was always like last week your fantasy playoffs would start. But because NFL added a week 18, most leagues extended their regular season by 1 week. So the playoffs start a week later.
It should.
Yeah, as it should. Hey, look, we only get football for so long, so many weeks of the year. Extend it as best you can.
Absolutely.
So that is a wrap from here on my end. Any questions that you have, and we got to some today, we will get some more next week as well. If you want to send them into mypbshow@gmail.com. We thank the BamBoozle Project for coming on and also becoming a sponsor of the program. We look forward to working with them. We will let you know, as I said, once we have kind of the images of those shirts and everything for you to get if you would like to purchase them right in time for your last minute Christmas gifts from Santa. So we thank Christoph Shamoun for that. Anything else on your end that you can think of today?
No, everything is great. Don't forget the promo code MYPB for 25% off. And, you know, wrapping up with what you just said about the NFL, it's kind of funny. All those memes were coming out like Jets are officially eliminated. Jaguars officially eliminated. So, like, a lot of teams, their season ended.
And that could explain why.
No chance.
If you want to go to the Jets-Jaguars next Sunday. You know what, Dougie Sticks? I need to get you a holiday gift, and I was thinking you would want to go to a Jet game next Sunday, but you will be on your honeymoon.
I'll be on my honeymoon.
What a shame.
Yes, what a shame.
Do you think...
How about you can get me a Tampa Bay ticket?
No, that'd be more expensive. Do you think your wife would be upset if you notified her this evening that your honeymoon is canceled because you were lucky enough to receive Jets-Jags? Somehow you got tickets.
$15 jet ticket.
You received tickets to the big game.
Gotta go to the Jet game.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Yes. Nosebleeds at the Jets, baby.
Sit in negative 10-degree wind chill to watch the two worst teams.
To see a 0-0 game.
Probably. You know what will happen in that game, which would be typical Jets? You'll have whoever plays quarterback that day has like a career game, like the
Mike
situation,
White or whatever,
Mike White against the Bengals, and you get so like amped up and you think something good comes out of it, and then the next week you're kind of like somewhat into it, and the guy's just brutal.
Yeah, well, that's what happened 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
Which is why, again, with the Jet fans, we've seen the script before.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it, and we will talk to you on the other side next week.